still in your presence. All the noise dies down. Lord, speak to me now. You have all my attention. I will linger and listen. I can't miss a thing. Lord, I know my heart wants more of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. All I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're the fire in the morning, you're the cool in the evening, the breath in my soul, oh, the life in my bones. There is no hesitation in your love and affection. It's the sweetest of all. Lord, I know my heart wants more of you. My heart wants something new, so I surrender all. All I want is to live within your love, be undone by who you are. My desire is to know you deeper. Lord, I will open up again, throw my fears into the wind. I am desperate for a touch of heaven. Whoa, I open up my heart to you. I open up my heart.
Hi everyone.
Hey guys, happy Friday.
What are we on YouTube? Oh. Hello everybody on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the little like button down below, and join the family, Generation C.
Period.
So how's everybody's week been? How's your week been?
My week has been super good. I mean, I have no excuses. I took another week off from lashing, and thank you, little girl, for telling me the other day. She's like, "You taking too much breaks," and I'm like, "You're right."
You slacking.
This is my wrist, low key hurts. Pray for my wrist.
Get a little something.
I know. I'm gonna get a little thing. Hit me up for lashes. Y'all know beauty for ashes lashes. We're gonna leave it under.
Yeah, put it under in the
Leave
link
it in
below.
for a giveaway. I'm just kidding. No.
You've been supposed to have a giveaway
I
already.
did.
Oh.
Mama Sandra.
Well, Mama Sandra, what you
Mama
waiting
Sandra,
for?
yeah, if you watching.
Hurry up and come get your lashes.
But yeah, my week has been really good, super productive. I feel I've been here at Pastures most of the time. It was really good. It was needed. Oh, I hate when they do it. What about you, little girl?
Let's
How was
go.
your week?
My week been boring. I've been lazy, But it's okay. It's gonna be lazy.
Yeah, sometimes you need those lazy
I'm
days.
gonna be back on track. Wake up early again to walk the dogs because it hasn't been that hot in the morning no more. So I'm like, okay, I can sleep in now. So yeah, so that's why I've been lazy lately.
Hit her up if you need your dogs walked. We leaving all our businesses in the description under, please. Entrepreneurship.
I don't discriminate no dogs. I walk any type of dog, pit bulls, Rottweilers, anything. Though a Rottweiler killed my dog, but it's okay. I don't discriminate. So yeah,
When Chica gets a little bit bigger, you can walk her. Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna have to ride my bike all the way over there. It's
No.
okay. I'm gonna lose weight like that. It's okay.
But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great week.
Well,
Yeah.
I wish we had
It's
a
been
little
a bit-
live thing right here
Oh,
so I
I
could
know.
see who's on there.
Hey, Lydia. Shout out to Lydia. Shout out David Dobrik. Holla at my girl, please. Holla at her. I'm just kidding. But yeah, you know, quarantine, round 2. Boring. Ready for stuff to be open.
Do your workouts at home. Everybody who we want, get right in the fitness area. Hey, Crunch? The Crunch gym is open. If everyone want to go to the gym, Crunch is open. But that was far though.
In the mall? Marina Valley Mall?
No. It's more like, I don't know, more Menifee area. My sister goes there.
Oh.
I was like, but no one's going to take me out there. So I go. But it's expensive though.
Is it? She got a membership?
She pays just for 2 months, about $30. What? Yeah, that was not cute. So yeah, well, give us a question. No, come over here, Kevin. Tell us about how your day's going. Come on.
Your week's been.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a meeting for work today, huh, Lily? Huh, Kevin? Huh, Lydia? Were you in the meeting?
Dude, everybody out here works and think together. We should just have our own think together team out here.
For real. Shout out Think Together. Give us a raise.
Go ahead, Kevin. Don't be shy.
All right, so
For real.
my week was pretty good. On Thursday, it was my sister's drive-through baby shower.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cute. How was
So
that?
it was cool. I mean, she's 8 months pregnant, so I'm only a month away from
It
meeting
went
my
by
niece.
fast, huh? You
Yeah.
feel like it went by fast?
Yeah, I did. And then, well,
Because I feel like she just got married, so that definitely
no,
went by fast.
it's
Oh,
my
is it a
other
different one?
sister.
Oh, a
Dang,
different
how
one.
many sisters
Oh,
you have?
okay.
I got 5 sisters.
Dang, and you're the only boy?
No, I have 2 brothers.
Mm.
Yeah,
But you're the youngest.
yeah, I'm the
Okay,
youngest.
that's why.
There's 7 of you guys?
No, 8.
Oh, 8. I
Me
didn't count you.
too.
Dang.
Shout out
I
to
wish.
big families.
It's only me and my sister.
Nah, but yeah, and then, I mean, throughout the week, I've been helping Brandon wash cars, and then,
Yup,
You know.
another business down below. We linking it in the below.
We should put a name
Hit me
for
up if
Brandon.
you guys need your seats clean though, because
yep.
that's on me.
Mallory,
Verse 2.
a lash tech in the day, and the evening, she
Wash your feet.
shampoos seats.
Yeah, hit me up. I got a lot of patience. It's okay if you guys got dogs, if you guys got kids, let me know.
If you guys got dogs, let
They
me
got-
know so I can go over there and walk them.
They got the outside, I got the inside, period. But it's still with Brandon. Hit him up. Leaving his Instagram somewhere right here. I think it's all down below. We need to
Yeah.
Yeah,
make a dog walking page.
I don't know what my dog walking page would be.
Oh,
what
we'll
it
think
would be
about it.
called.
I don't know, but yeah, that was my week. Cell group and all that. So I've
Are
been
we
trying to
ready
keep
for-
busy and then trying to study for the competition next Tuesday.
Oh yeah, get out here. You my competition. Get out here. Get out here, Kevin. Get out here.
Everyone,
just
can we
kidding.
have a
Thank-
girl up here?
A round
Can
of
we hear
applause.
about-
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Woo, Kevin. A muchacha wanna come through and say,
You wanna come?
Lydia, come through. Come tell us how your day's been. Roller skating and whatnot. David Dobrik loving girl. Come out here. Come on down. Come on down.
Yeah. Beauty and Brains right here. She's gonna be a future
AZ Geek,
doctor.
sponsor us.
Use my promo code LIT10 to get 10% off.
Okay, period.
No, my week's been great. You know, I started off with roller skating.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been learning new tricks, so I'm like pretty excited. I got a helmet.
You need that good.
Yeah, I got like a light blue helmet.
Oh, that's
I was
nice.
like, girl, I'll show you after. And then I bought a whole bunch of stuff for Genesis because her birthday's coming up, my sister.
Ooh, shout out
So,
Genesis.
Everything's coming in, so like I'm trying to find a ways to hide stuff from her.
Oh.
So she wants.
That's the
And you
hard
guys
part.
are really close, so it's hard. She's gonna be like, oh my gosh, Lydia, what'd you get? Girl, don't look at that one.
don't worry
Go
about
Wait
it.
outside. Put it
Go
in
in
the
your
dog's room or
room.
something.
I know, no, I'm like cleaning my room and finding new places
Say
to
it
hide
sucks.
it.
It's funny.
But you know, I started work this week on Thursday, so it's been draining a lot because it's just you and you and your computer just staring at it, participating.
Oh my gosh.
And
What
it's
time
been
do you
like-
guys wake up?
Well, yesterday was from 11 to 1:45, and today was 11 through to 3,
Mm-hmm.
and then we go back on Wednesday and it's from 11 to 4:15. on the computer. Like it's nothing bad.
It's
Like
boring,
I'm thankful for it, but like it's just draining because you're just staring,
Watching. Dude.
falling asleep.
That was me today. I didn't know where to look, so I'm looking at myself in my vanity the whole time, and they're probably like, "What is she looking at?" I had it right there. I was like, maybe I shouldn't be looking. Maybe I shouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, you see me doing that? Oh, it's because I was awkward. Like, you know, there's a lot of people on there.
know,
I was like not
guys.
trying to like look at anyone, so I'm just looking at myself like this, like.
Oh, you were in the Zoom meeting together?
What? I
cool.
seen Lily. I seen
District.
Lily twice.
What? You too?
No, I'm in
No,
different
she's in
district.
different district.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm in
that's
Paris district.
cool.
They're Valverde.
I was,
district, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's why.
I was really
Valverde?
embarrassed when Kevin told me that. Like, I seen you.
That's
I was really playing it off.
No
like,
one called you. No one texted you, huh? They didn't contact you private and be like, "Hey, are you checking yourself out?"
yeah, no one. And I no. The thing that embarrassed me is like they're like somebody read, right? You know I like to talk. Y'all know. Look at me talking too much already. So I'm like trying to read, and this girl the whole time freaking interrupting me, wanting to read everything. She was like all fast. I was like, my face was literally like, oh. Like I'm literally trying to read, and I'm reading, and she just talks over me. I was just like, all right, then, girl, we could all get a chance to read.
That's sad.
But I read after
Probably
her.
don't like you.
No, I didn't know
Okay.
her.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about, Lily? The Princess Tiana one.
Oh. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Thank you, Lydian. Woo! Thank you, round of applause for our guests. You know, stage crew telling us to hurry up because it's taking forever. We interviewing our guests.
Sorry.
So, okay, what's next? Offering.
Offering.
We have offering. All right, everybody. What is it? Zelle down below. Click the link. Don't be shy to, send the church some money. $1, $2. Don't be shy. Put some more. Go ahead. What you got for us? Oh, okay, that's it.
About offering?
Yeah.
We're a little not prepared for offering. We could be fast. Offering, like I said, God been having me in a moment of just giving him my own self, my own worship, getting back into that. So maybe you don't have money to give because, this whole pandemic has really been low-key making our pockets hurt unless you're getting unemployment. And if you did get unemployment, y'all just got paid. So no excuse to not give your offerings. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, just give whatever's in your heart. And, you could always just give God your heart and give him your time and your worship. Nothing's too big, nothing's too small for God. Definitely, especially with offering, especially with money. When you give, like, let's just say you're discouraged because you don't have much to give. I feel like God really uses the small things a lot. Sometimes we ourselves feel small. I've noticed God moves most in little things, whether we have little faith or we have little, patience or whatever, you name it, whatever you guys going through.
Gloria a Dios.
So, yeah, just give what's in your heart.
So, yeah, the link down below to put in whatever you want, a penny, a quarter. It don't matter. God's still going to provide.
Amen.
Anyways, that's it for offering. What do we got next?
That's it. Pastors.
No?
No, we're not doing Tomala today. Huh? Let me preaching. Okay, I'll do Tomala. No, just really fast. Okay, I want to tell
It's
you
okay, we know this girl love to talk. Go ahead.
Okay, look, I just want to tell you guys one thing. Today, okay. Today I was like a little overwhelmed today, like mega overwhelmed. And I couldn't understand why. Like I'm trying to pinpoint it. Like, okay, I woke up early and I hadn't been home for like, I'm going to say like almost 2 weeks. So yesterday was my first day like being home. No, today was my first day being home like all day, like in my house. And I just started to get overwhelmed. Sometimes your home is just like doesn't really feel like home sometimes, or maybe like your room isn't your place of peace anymore. And I just started to feel like that today. So I just started to worship and just tell God like I just want to feel you. And what God was just telling me is sometimes we try so hard to please God, or we try so hard to look for God. But in the midst of that, God was just telling me, like, have this faith that I'm already right next to you, that I'm already there with you. And oftentimes we overthink it. We think that we have to do all these things for God, or we have to be so holy, or we just have to, set this atmosphere. But if you just feel it in your heart, like, what, God, you're right next to me, like in the middle of what I'm feeling, or, like Pastor's preaching, you're going to be with me in the middle of the storm. If you have that faith and you have that mindset, you understand that you don't have to do anything, for God to be with you. And that's just what God has, been speaking to me about. So if you guys are going through anything, you know, at home as well. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, you know, alone, or you don't understand. Just know that you just have to be you. You just have to have your heart open and just be like, God, I know you're here with me, and God will start to speak like that. You know, you don't have to cry out. You don't have to. Oftentimes we think that, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, I'm gonna set the atmosphere, God, and I'm gonna praise and I'm gonna worship, and like that works and that. But then God just had me in silence, just understanding, have faith, know that I'm right with you, know that I am, you know, God, and I'm working. And you know, if any of you guys are feeling like that, just keep holding on and just have that mindset of God is with you no matter what, that you just have to be you. Hey, but yeah, that's Tomala for you guys.
Yeah, y'all thought we didn't have Tomala, but we did. We were just kidding. All right, thank you, Valerie, for the Tomala. Woo woo. Coming up next is our lovely pastors, the people who live in this house, people who, you know, bring people over here like, you ain't got no home. It's here for you. So if you want to come over here, come. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, it's our pastors. Woo!
No se aguantan estas muchachas, ¿verdad?
These girls are wild.
Dios les bendiga a Stacy, Mallory.
God bless Stacy and Mallory.
Antes ni hablaban y ahora
You can't stop them, I know.
So, damos gracias a Dios
We give God thanks
por, mira que estás viendo, por todo.
for everything,
Pues estamos bendecidos.
and we're blessed.
También quiero dar gracias por hermano Isidro Bishop.
And we also want to give God thanks for Bishop
Nos conectó con nosotros en el meeting de liderazgo el miércoles
because he connected with us during our meeting on Wednesday.
y nos trajo una palabra muy especial para el liderazgo.
And he brought us a special word for the leadership.
Y damos gracias a Dios por eso.
And we thank God for this.
También vamos a orar por la familia de María y Chuy.
We're also going to pray for Chuy and Maria's family.
Murió un tío de ella, ¿no?
They lost an uncle and a grandma.
Y
Nana.
la nana, ¿verdad?
Grandma, yeah.
So, vamos a orar por esa familia.
So we're going to
Pues,
pray for this family.
sabemos que son tiempos difíciles, pero creemos en un Dios que tiene el control de todas las
We know
cosas.
these are difficult times, but we believe in a God that has control over all.
Y hay que mantenernos.
And we have to keep
Hay
ourselves
que seguir
firm
caminando,
and keep on walking.
venga lo que venga y pase lo que pase.
Whatever may come, whatever may happen,
Tenemos que poner nuestra mirada en Cristo
we need to place our eyes on Christ.
y Él nos va a traer paz,
And He will bring us peace.
nos va a traer tranquilidad
He would bring us peace
en medio de la tormenta.
through the storm.
Y aunque sean tiempos difíciles,
And even though there might be difficult
no quites
times,
tu mirada del Señor.
don't remove your eyesight focus from Jesus.
Vienen cosas buenas para
Good
la,
things are
para la
coming
iglesia.
for the church.
Y hay que mantenernos en la iglesia y hay que seguir echándole ganas.
And let's just maintain ourselves and keep on
Ven,
making the
el día de
effort.
mañana tenemos oración a las 6 de la mañana en la iglesia.
Tomorrow we have prayer at 6 a.m. at church.
Los que puedan llegar ahí los vamos a esperar.
And those that can come will be there.
Y el servicio vamos a empezar a las 2 de la tarde el domingo.
And we're starting our service at 2 o'clock on Sunday.
Y el lunes a las 7:30 es té con la pastora.
And on Monday we have here tea with Pastora.
Y va a ser Nicole, ¿verdad?
Nicole.
So, Nicole, te esperamos
So Nicole will be here waiting for you
este fin de semana.
this Monday.
Y vamos a... Oh, sí, cierto, ¿verdad? Es primer día, segundo, una semana. Vamos a entrar a la palabra.
And we're going to go ahead and start with the
Y
word.
pues acaba de cumplir años este joven, ¿verdad?
This young man just had a birthday.
Y salimos con ellos. ¿Cuándo fue el lunes?
And lunes.
El lunes nos lo llevamos a lonchar.
We had lunch on Monday.
Y pues este chavalo donde quiera le anda echando ganas.
And wherever he goes, he's always making an effort.
Lástima que la vea al Real Madrid, pero vamos a orar por él. Y es Brandon.
And it's Brandon, it's B.
Otra la palabra ahora y
He's reading the word today.
échale ganas, Brandon. Y no, que no traduzca nada. Va a ser all English today. ¿Está bien? Okay, so Brandon.
Brandon with us.
And now we have Brandon with us. We don't. I was gonna bring him a water bottle, but we don't have no water bottles.
I'll scoot this over. Oh yes, I want this chair. Mute her. Mute her. Dusko, how do I sound? Sound good? All right. Hello, everybody. That's on YouTube. I have the privilege of preaching today, and it's not honestly, it's not gonna be too much of a preaching, but it's gonna be more of maybe a heart to heart. Obviously, it's gonna be Bible in there, but it's gonna be something that I'm gonna share something that happened to me last night, but that'll be towards the end. But for me, I've been in a spot. If you guys have been around, or maybe for the YouTube thing, I've talked about being places today. Pastor, you talked about how Bishop was with us, right, on Wednesday. You know, Bishop had a talk with the whole leadership and just giving advice. You know, felt that what God was moving them in, and he said something about work doesn't, like, your work for God doesn't go in vain. But it kind of but before that, it kind of brought me back into a place, I remember I gave to my cell group when this whole quarantine started, that water that is stuck, that was the concept of the whole thing, is that there's no life in water. You get me? Obviously, if it's stuck, it begins to smell, it begins to gather gnats and flies and all, you know, collect whatever it is on there. I'm not one of those people that know all that, but there's no life in that water. It begins to rot itself in there. And I kind of felt like that, you know, spiritually. I felt like I was stuck. I felt there's no really place. What I was doing, I felt like it wasn't moving me forward in spiritual life or whatever, you know, praying, from reading and everything, you know. It felt to a point of just being stuck. And I talked to him about that, and I'm gonna give you guys a verse in John 7 verse 38. And it says, anyone who believes in me may come and drink, for the scripture declare rivers of living water will flow from his heart. And it's something that came to my mind when I was reading the scriptures, that towards the end where it says rivers of living water will flow from his heart. But anyone who believes, and I think that's where in a sense that I was losing myself, the belief of maybe having faith, or the belief of, you know, this is going to go this way. And, you know, just that simple word of belief wasn't there anymore. We preach about it, and, you know, at Cell Group, we talk about it all we want, but if you really don't believe, you could preach about faith and not have it, you get me? But at that point, I felt like that, you get me? I felt stuck. I felt like my heart was in a place of just rottenness, not because it was in a bad place, but it's just I felt like nothing live was in there. I felt more of it was just kind of stuck in a sense, and there's nothing flowing because the belief wasn't there. You know why? Because it wasn't flowing. So I kind of got into that place, and then you get into a place of you want to do more, but you begin to pick up everything that you've been doing, you know. And like I said, if you guys have been following us and you guys have heard me talk from here to, or maybe online, I've talked about that a lot, that simply some of the things I'm paying for right now is because of the things I did a year ago. And it's like, maybe from when we had the services, like not wanting to go to pray, hiding behind the system and saying, you know what, I got a job to do back here, and, you know, play music, but simply just because I didn't really want to go pray for people. And you begin to hide behind your ministry, you begin to hide, and you begin to let that water begin to be stuck, and you begin to pay for it, not in the moment, but in the future. And that's what I felt to it coming in it's about the end of last year and coming into this year. I felt spiritually that I let myself go, in a sense of I forgot who I was. I didn't do the same things I used to do. And why? Because the belief wasn't there anymore, you know. And one thing that, like I said, Bishop was talking about in the meeting is that no work goes in vain. And I think, to me, that's where that belief began to turn in. You know, what I've been doing, obviously it's been in vain, because I see nothing of it. the things that I've been asking for, I see nothing. And you begin to see, and you begin to, yes, obviously we hear the scripture, oh, your work doesn't go in vain, and yada, yada, yada. But you begin to, when you see the things going around you, you can't help but believe that. You can't help but to say, like I said, we see this whole coronavirus thing, and it's like, oh, the world's okay. The world's not okay. You get me? We're going through what we're going through, but we can't put on a face of like, oh, everything's going to be fine. No, the world's going through what it is right now. It's suffering for whatever cause that we did. And it's the same thing here. You begin to do things, and you suffer for them now. So once again, the things that I was doing, like I said, the things I begin to let accumulate in my life, in the spiritual life, of not wanting to go to pray for people, not having the heart into doing it more because I know I had to do it, because I know the commitment, I know the responsibility, and I'm a person that try to be a person of my word and say, if I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. So I begin to feel like that work began to go in vain. Obviously, we know that, but once again, when I go back to that scriptures, anyone who believes in me may come and drink. When you begin to lose that belief, you begin to believe your own way, believe what you want to think, and you begin to, obviously your spirit begins to grow bitter, and I'm not saying bitter in a sense of, oh, don't look at me, yada, 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 but when it comes to a spiritual sense, you don't want to be there. And one of the last prayers that we had, I was actually something that told me, when we're going through the whole prayer that we have here, after all this goes black and we take everything down, one of the things God says, how many more prayers do you want to sit through? How many, and just have your mind blank and just black, and you're just there for 45 minutes, you're there for 40 minutes. How many more of those do you want to have? And like I told the people, I was willing to do, I said I'll do another one, I'll do it again tomorrow, I'll do it on Sunday. And like I said, I was willing, once again, because the belief wasn't there. So it's like you come to a place, and well, obviously there's, like I said, let's go to the scripture on 1 Corinthians 15:58. And once again, it's 1 Corinthians 15:58, and it says, so my dear brothers and sisters, be strong and immovable. Always work enthusiastically for the Lord, for you know nothing you do for the Lord is never useless. And it's like, where it says work enthusiastically, it's like, obviously in a sense, we work like that. But once you begin, like, you lose that passion for, maybe you can say, or you, like I said, once that belief is gone, you lose that enthusiasm for it. You begin to not to work how you used to work, because once again, you've let certain things accumulate, and now you're paying for it. Obviously, like I said, we know scripture. Just because we know it doesn't mean that we always believe it. There's always things about faith. Don't do this, don't do that. But our spirit says the opposite. What we do says the opposite, And it's that sense of, to me, it was like, tell you the truth, because of quarantine, it hasn't stopped us. We're still doing things on a Monday. Tuesdays are cell group. Wednesdays, we have meetings. Thursdays, we have practice. Fridays, we have service. Saturdays, we have practice. Sunday, we have service. So in all reality, some people might say, well, we haven't been, but we haven't stopped. And I don't say it in a way of like, oh, look at us. No, I'm saying, look, we haven't stopped. But just because I'm doing it doesn't mean that it's always within that's such an enthusiasm. Like, I want to do it. I was actually happy that quarantine hit. Not in a sense that people were dying, but sense of I get to take a break. But in that break, you begin to see and you begin to notice who you are, and you begin to see that, you know what, maybe it wasn't the break that I needed. Maybe it's just me. Because it's like when before this whole virus hit, it was like, oh, I need more time. Maybe if I had some time off, I would come back stronger. Quarantine came. Okay, I have the time off, and you still acting the same. Actually, you want to take more things out of your plate so you can say, you know what, I want more time to myself. So you come back and you realize, you know what, it's not the things I was doing for God, it's me. It's the things that I don't have that belief. I don't have the enthusiasm, the things like I used to. And it says where, and you once asked, where did I change? Where did things go south? Where I used to love doing all these things, and there was such an enthusiasm when cleaning the church was a privilege instead of a burden. Where did all that switch? It's because in a point, in a sense, your walk with God, you begin to see things, and it's like, oh, your work doesn't go in vain. Your work doesn't go in vain. 6 months in, a year later, 4 years later, and you're still praying for that same thing, and it's like, well, it's hard to say when pastor says your work doesn't go in vain, and then you're still waiting for it. When you see people come in 6 months and they get the things that they've been wanting, and it's like, and it's kind of like, it's obviously everything comes full circle. Everything comes full circle. And trust me, I believe that. I truly do believe that. But just because I believe that doesn't mean that's going to get me through the times that we've been going through. Just because I believe doesn't mean that it's going to make it easier. Just because I believe doesn't mean it's like, oh, a wag of a wand and everything I wish comes true. It doesn't. It's life. This isn't a movie. This isn't something of a fairy tale that I get 3 wishes and then guess what? That's it. It's real life. Life doesn't go your way all the time, but God still has us in his hands. You might not get accepted to the school that you wanted. That's okay. God's got bigger plans for you. You might not get the job or raise that you wanted. Okay, God's gonna give you the sufficient funds to get you to where you need to be. But again, when we don't get the things we want, we begin to go into that place of our work goes in vain. We begin to get stuck in our spiritual life and our relationship with God, and the way we look at God begins to get stuck, and it begins to stink, and our attitude stinks towards him. Why? Because there's no life in that relationship. There's no flowing water. And it's like, I remember for these times that we've been going through, you guys have probably heard it many times, and the people here, I've said I've been ready to, quit and say, you know what, I'd rather not do all this. I'll rather just show up on a Friday, Sunday, what I need to do. It'll be easier. But there's been a video that I've been watching, and it's something that I've watched for this. Part of this video is from one of the videos. The whole video is about an hour long. I'm only going to show you guys about 7 minutes. But this video is what made me one of these videos made me what pushed me to start businesses, to start trying to be your own boss, It's actually, and his name is TD Jakes. The guy that's interviewing him is Pastor Stephen Furtick. And it's he's gonna talk about something, but I don't know if you guys want to turn it on right there. It'll pop up. You guys turn it on the TV, it'll pop up. And it's just a video, and it's something so heartfelt, and it's something that's just, to me, when I'm going through hard times, when I want to give up, I watch this, like I said, this video is about an hour and 10 minutes or an hour long, but I'll always watch these like 10 minutes of this video because it reminds me of something. And right now when we put it on, I'll give Freddie the cue, but still just when I watch this video, it just reminds me why I do what I do. It takes me to that spot. It takes me to the things that you might have seen it, but like I said, it takes me back to remember. It puts my feet on the ground to say, you know what? No work doesn't go in vain. It's not stuck. It's on me. It's on what I want to do. So I'm gonna play this video. Dusko, if you could get it going. And so just hear out the video.
When you mentioned it's not where you want to go, it's what you give up to get there. What have you given up to get where you are that people in the room might be surprised to know?
It reminds me of a statement that somebody asked Catherine Kuhlman. Do y'all know who Catherine Kuhlman is? Catherine Kuhlman was a woman preacher when women preachers weren't cool. And she was preaching in California, and some people are still not cool. And she was preaching in California and preaching for Full Gospel Businessmen Association. She was dramatic. Oh my God, look at him walking. The young man is walking. Anyway, okay. So, come on. It's the dramatic side of me. I do movies, so what do you expect? So they asked her how much did it cost to be who she was. And she laughed. She said, simply everything, darling. Simply everything. That was so true. When you start talking about, I was walking through the airport when my ministry first started to explode. I was so distracted by the explosion that I didn't see the damage. An old preacher was coming through the airport in In Charlotte. Yeah, it just dawned on me within Charlotte, it's just here. When you live in West Virginia, if you wanted to go to heaven, you either had to go through Pittsburgh or Charlotte. And I was in the Charlotte airport, and this old bishop walked up to me, and he looked at me, and he shook his head. He said, he said, you've lost something. And I thought, what that was? He said, you've lost something that you'll never be able to regain. I said, what is that? He said, normalcy. It took me about 5 years to unpack that simple conversation. That you become a target by people who have never met you. That they would say the most hideous things about you. That your children would suffer from the things they wrote about you, trying to get their points up in their Nielsen ratings up, that they would eat you for dinner and save the story until sweeps month and drop it because you had a big audience so that they could get big ratings, and that my kids would have to grow up in the middle of all of that. I was distracted by the explosion, but I would come to see the damage. I would see it in the tears of my children, the pregnancy of my daughter, the pains of my son, holding my wife in tears. And I would hold her in tears and preach faith and go home and lay down in a bed of fear. I said, God, where have you taken me? I'm gonna tell you this, this won't cost you nothing. I'm throwing it in free tonight. Tonight only. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, nobody else can hear this, just us, y'all gonna keep it. I almost quit. I'm a country boy, I'm from West Virginia. I don't know nothing about this big time stuff. I never even asked to be big. I wanted to be effective, not famous. Famous is the consequences of being effective. I didn't know nothing about being famous, and I didn't like it. And so there I was, and when you first knew, everybody attacks you first and figures you out later. Because though we say you're innocent until proven guilty, the reality is you're really guilty till proven innocent. But I didn't know that then, and I was young, upstart. You have to understand that you're looking at a 60-year-old man, but you're talking about something that's happening to a guy in his late 20s with little kids. And the first time I was in the Washington Post, the article was so vicious it made me nauseous. I was so shocked that you could say that stuff about somebody you didn't even know based on assumptions and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. They piece it all together, and you don't get to say anything back. So I decided, I don't want this. I was preaching for Pastor Bishop Donnie Mears, and nobody knew it because preachers can override their feelings and function. I preached, the place was on fire, but inside I wanted to quit. I told God, I'm through with this. I'm not going through this. I don't need this. I don't need that. I'm a guy who likes to go get his own chicken wings. I don't have to have all of that stuff to be happy, because I wasn't raised with it. I can make it. You can throw me an apartment and give me just a little skillet, a cast iron skillet. You know what I'm talking about? And some seasoned salt and stuff and a couple of wings. I will run you out of here. I will run you out. Okay?